Dear doctor and students, good afternoon. We are the group 27. Our presentation is divided into the following sections. Our group chose topic 1, approaches to writing. Next, it is generally divided into two parts. In part A, we focus on two stages of writing, namely researching and gathering information, and drafting and revising the script. In part B, let's choose scenario B and explain in detail how we can use these two stages in improve our script. According to the Collins book, we know that there are 4 stages that help prepare a speech script, and I want to talk about the first status in detail: researching and getting information. Before beginning to compose any form of written communication, such as email, memo, a letter, report, proposal, or website, is essential to conduct through research, which brings us to the next question: what happens during the researching status? According to the Collins, it depends on the writing task that you are undertaking. Who is your audience? What you intend to achieve in your piece of writing? What else? I think through this source, we have a goal and direction for writing. Next, according to the Collins book, there are these ways. Each approach has its own advantage and disadvantages. We can combine the practical problem to choose several suitable methods for application.
I'd like to introduce the drafting and reserving the script. The drafting process is a very important step in the entire writing process, even more important than other process. It not only determines the declaration of the main article, but also an important indicator for the subsequent completion of the work. Drafting, according to the flower and herbs, the generation process is divided to 2 parts: organizing and goal setting. To complete these 2 parts, I think brainstorming is required. This link is very important, and we need to discuss, write down everything related to the topic. Yes, and I believe the brainstorming will make the content more creative. Yeah, the book Collins introduced in detail what you need to pay attention to in the drafting process, which is summarized in the following points. Following points: archive regularly to avoid loss, marking time when trouble occurs, and archive the draft of each part suspectly. On the premise of these 2 references, we can make a summary. Firstly, we need to clarify the topic and the requirements when we want to write about, to ensure that we do not go off topic when brainstorming. Secondly, we must pay attention to the timeliness of the draft and solve problems in a timely manner to ensure the smooth progress of our little work. And finally, we need to clarify who our audience is, determine the language and the vocabulary we want to use, and make it easy to understand. Also, I think the drafting is the most important of these processes, but I concluded through Flower, Hearst, and Collins that Each step is important and is related to whether we can complete and qualify the demonstration script. These activities not only help writers systematically generate and organize content, but also ensure the professionalism of the presentation script through ongoing feedback and revision. And every step is important, which determines whether we can finally complete a research article.
According to Colin, there are the main steps and some factions in the process about revise and review. The first thing we need to notice is that allow enough time to revise. We should avoid drafting and revising in one setting, asking familiar person for comment, as well reading revised work more than once. Second, we need to rethink the major issues. We can go back and repeat earlier steps in the writing process, get things right for our audience, and take advantage of the document tracking options. Finally, when we revise, we should ask questions such as those about content, organization, and tone. By following these steps, we can ensure a more polished and effective piece of work. The next page. Flower and Hess emphasize that reviewing is an absolutely indispensable part in the writing process. It is of crucial importance for enhancing the quality of the text. There are sub-strategies involved. First, there is reading, which is not just about checking spelling and grammar errors. It is a comprehensive assessment of the text. In this process, the author re-examines aspects like the theme, structure, and argumentation method of the text to ensure they achieve the desired effect. Second, there is editing, which means modification and improvement. We modify and improve according to the discovered problems to guarantee the improvement of the text quality. The main function is to ensure the quality of the text, including the accuracy of the content, the logical coherence, and the fluency of the language. Through repeated examination and modification, the author can discover and correct the deficiencies in the text to make it even more perfect. Okay, the next.
Okay, the title we discuss is The Relevance and Application of Topic B to the Abroad to Academics. We choose theme B is the impact of social media on mental health among young adults, raising awareness and promoting healthy habits. We will now explain how these two phrases apply to our project. The first stage is researching and gathering information. As well known, these two steps are the basis of the investigation. It is the initial stage in which we gather relevant data and insights on a topic. Then I'll break this part down. The first is researching. Before we look at this topic, I think we can start from two aspects. That is positive influence and negative influence. Positive influence is as following. Okay, the next. This is the negative effect. It's as following. In order to analyze these two effects, we collected some data to analyze. The details are as follows. To analyze the impact of social media on mental health, we collect data on the following variables. Okay, the next. There are three data sources. The first, the second, and the third. It's about different directions. Data resources are extremely important and can be divided into three, as you can see. The second is to collect information. We start with the subject, content, and location of information to try to collect the most comprehensive information. We also attach an example later. But it deserves to care. Most importantly, the information collected is filtered. Okay, the next.
The topic focuses on analyzing the impact of social media on young people's mental health. With social media's rapid growth and mental health issues among young Singaporeans, we aim to explore both positive and negative effects. By studying research and gathering insights, we review changing trends and potential risks to provide timely reference for parents, educators, policymakers, and the public. We highlight both benefits and challenges, identifying emerging issues and offering strategies to promote positive mental health among young social media users. Revising the draft, our team regularly reviews the draft to clarify content and align it with our study purpose. We examine the questions, content flow, and try to engage readers. We read the study with the positive or negative impacts to best present our findings. We prioritize content related to parents and educators, focusing on healthy social media habits for 18 to 25-year-olds. We base our conclusions on reliable data. Regarding the tone of the article, we should adopt an affirmative and instructive language style. For instance, we should highlight practical way for parents to effectively guide young people in appropriate use of media. At the same time, we must maintain a balanced and objective perspective that resonates with young people, avoiding any overly absolute or one-sided viewpoints. After clearly defining the target audience as the educators and the parents, it is crucial to articulate the purpose and the scope of the study using language that is accessible to and easy to understand. We should stress to avoid excessive jargon or specialized terminology that might be unfamiliar to our readers. Instead, visually plain and concise expositions convey the core message effectively. By doing so, we can ensure that the information is both informative and engaging for our intended audience. Driving on flowers and health concept, thoroughly evaluate statements on social media impact on young, focusing on clarity of things like anxiety, loneliness, and irregular routines. Consider the audience needs for relative, practical, and understandable context. In short, research is an indispensable step in the first stage of our selection. It can ensure that we have accurate information, understand the needs and interests of the audience, and make our works more engaging and activity. The drafting stage is the entire process, a crucial stage in the process. At this stage, we need to stimulate creative content generation through brainstorming and other moves, and organize this information into a logical and clear manuscript. In the drafting process, we can use a series of flowers and heads and color to guide writing. In short, through in-depth research, careful drafting, and timely revision, we can create a work that meets our needs and is full of creativity. These are the references included in our presentation. Thank you, Dr. Abbas.